Following his feud over the NXT Championship with Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream suddenly found himself taken off TV for almost 2 months, which just so happened to coincide with allegations against him resurfacing as part of June's Speaking Out movement. Backstage reports at the time said he was done with the company. But on last Wednesday's episode of NXT, Dream made his return to the promotion right into the North American title picture with a new heel gimmick. Fightful Select reported Dream's return caught many in NXT by surprise, and that there was significant backstage heat on him. Apparently it's believed he was receiving preferential treatment, as if anyone else had had such erratic behaviour issues, they would have been fired. The Speaking Out allegations against him were only part of the controversy too. A warrant had also been issued for his arrest late last year after he allegedly vandalised someone's car, and he had a car accident himself back in June. The controversy deepened when one of Dream's accusers revealed on Twitter he was never contacted about any investigation into the allegations, implying WWE has not taken them seriously. Triple H himself has now addressed the situation in an interview with CBS Sports, confirming WWE did hold an investigation, but didn't find anything significant. People thought we removed Dream from TV for different reasons. We didn't. He was in a car accident. Once he was medically cleared to be able to return to the ring from his car accident, we continued forward the way we did. We looked into what was there, and we didn't find anything. The biggest response to Hunter's claim weirdly hasn't come from the original accusers or reporters, but from a member of WWE's own roster. Replying to an Instagram news post about WWE not finding anything on Dream, Raw's Nia Jax commented with several clown emojis, implying WWE's own roster isn't buying management's actions. And Nia isn't the only one publicly criticising the company. The self-proclaimed infallible Monday Night Messiah Seth Rollins has hinted he may, in fact, be fallible in an interview about WWE to Bleacher Report. Not just the company, but myself, the talent around me, everyone in the back, the writers, the consistency, the conversations, the communication, everything could be better. It's so hard to pick just one thing and say, that's going to be the ticket, that's going to do it. It's a work in progress. And Seth isn't the only person to openly criticize the company they work for, as Chris Jericho has spoken out against an AEW title. Speaking on his Saturday night special Q&A, Jericho mentioned that less is more in AEW, highlighting Taz and Brian Cage's FTW championship as an issue. After saying there's too many titles in WWE, he said AEW already might be stepping over the limit. Over the Limit, title of your 2012 WWE pay-per-view. I like the fact that in AEW we have the world title, and now we have the TNT title, and then we have a women's title and tag team titles for guys. I think it should stay there. The FTW title even is too much. It doesn't mean anything. Who cares? That's just me, but maybe some people care. It seems to me it's not even a real title. Do you care about the FTW title? Let me know in the comments, because I'll be replying to people from out of Brian Cage's Pistons. Look at the Pistons, John! But now it's time for a review of last night's episode of Raw in about 5 minutes. Thanks for your support on Patreon, The Hitchhiker, Micah Nab, and Ronald Coleman, baby! To open the show, the WWE bumper itself was hacked by being a bit distorted. There's Retribution's menace know no bounds. This continued right into the main episode, as Drew McIntyre's promo telling Randy Orton it's really not cool to kick old people in the head kept getting interrupted by loads of incorrect graphics. Kevin Dunn as the leader of Retribution confirmed. Or maybe not. As in the biggest babyface turn of the year so far, Retribution was shown attacking the WWE broadcast truck, meaning the next segment was only able to use about 7 camera cuts in 5 minutes, a reduction of 2,198 camera cuts. Drew positioned himself as the locker room leader backstage, which Seth disagreed with, potentially setting up Drew's first post-SummerSlam feud. MVP claimed Apollo Crews is behind the Retribution faction, which led to Apollo beating Shelton Benjamin, meaning Benjamin and Bobby Lashley will be banned from ringside for the US title match at SummerSlam. This prompted a brawl with Ricochet, Ali, and Cedric Alexander, which R-Truth also somehow ended up in, losing his 24/7 title to Benjamin. This set up a 6-man elimination tag for later, again posing the question, is it real diversity when it's all fudged inside one division. The Bachelor's Demi Burnett is still at Raw, who Ivar won from Angel Garza with a giant turkey leg, leading to Garza beating him with a really cool dropkick to the side of the head. Samoa Joe then revealed in an excellently delivered promo to Zelina Vega that all that security footage trawling to find out who Retribution is has uncovered her slipping something into Montez Ford's drink. While I still don't think Vega is to blame here, I do think Andrade and Garza need a lot more heat going into their pay-per-view match. Ford made his return to beat Andrade later on. Natalana? How's that for a portmanteau? Beat Mickie James with a count out, but we never got to see it because Seth was arguing with Joe on commentary about Rey Mysterio. Sasha Banks and Bayley cut a promo about who should face Asuka first at SummerSlam. They settled on Bayley and then wondered who will face them for the tag team titles at Payback. Going by the last week of WWE booking, probably also Asuka. Asuka's tag partner Shayna Baszler was taken out early on here when Nia Jax crashed through the plexiglass screen of suspension to brawl with her. It provided some nice drama, with Asuka getting worked over to build to the chaotic final sequence hot tag of Shayna's return, tapping out Bayley in the ring while the Asuka lock was on Sasha outside. The Iconics and the Riot Squad is still happening, with Peyton Royce beating Ruby Riott, thanks to Liv Morgan dissension yet again. And now it's the most exciting time of the week. Come look at all these new toys in Shane McMahon's Sweaty Scuffle Underground Punching Club. Eric of the Viking Raiders beat Enzo Amore, I think. Dolph Ziggler thumbed Eric in the eye and choked him out. In our first proper main roster talent underground fight, Ivar then threw Dolph into the crowd so they'll have a match next week. Arturo Rouse and Riddick Moss went to a no contest because they fell into the crowd. And after being shown talking to Shayna and Shane, MMA 4 horsewoman Marina Shafir won her debut underground fight to be taken out by Nia Jax, who ran off from Baszler. 3 weeks in and the gimmick's novelty has now worn off, with still no real explanation, stakes or substance to the concept. Speaking of a lack of depth and vision, out came Rey Mysterio. Rey spoke about the pain he suffered seeing his son crucified last week with kendo sticks and announced he'll be in Dominic's corner for the SummerSlam street fight. Seth and Buddy were goaded down, but it's a trap! Rey distracted them on one side of the ring, and Dominic wasn't as hurt as he was letting on, grabbing some kendo sticks to whack Seth back and forth in a good old-fashioned father and son game of bash the fake prophet. Needing only 3 men for their tag match, Apollo picked Ricochet and Ali, leaving Cedric in catering again. MVP played on Alexander's insecurities, furthering the idea he might join the Hurt Business. Really though, Cedric should be thanking Apollo, as both Ali and Ricochet were immediately squashed by Bobby Lashley. How's Raw working out for you there, Ali? Cruz managed to eliminate Benjamin and MVP but lost to Lashley. I get that Lashley is your big muscle guy, but MVP does sometimes need to win things, especially when he's the one challenging for the title. During all this, Cedric won the 24/7 title from Benjamin, successfully defended it against Akira Tozawa for Shelton to win it back. And the main event was the much promoted Shawn Michaels return to say his piece to Randy Orton, who came out doing all his usual poses and dancing along. Now watch this video of Ric Flair getting punted in the head. Michaels cut a decent promo about how Randy never cared for Flair, and he hopes he eats a Claymore at SummerSlam. So Orton jumped him from out of nowhere with a super speedy RKO and punt, presumably to get it in before Drew ran down for the save. It was a smart tactic by Orton and an exciting change from his usual methodical pace, but the rest of the segment misfired. HBK started to get up in the corner, selling the effects, sure, but an RKO and a punt should have borderline killed him given how much the moves have been built up, and Randy had an oddly second unsuccessful go at Drew before he connected with an RKO on the third, seemingly designed entirely so Phillips could yell, "You'll never see it coming." That was a SummerSlam Go Home Raw in about 5 minutes. What did you think of the show? Let me know in the comments because I'll be replying to people from out of the Raw production truck. Unfortunately, after doing some of the best Retribution angles so far on Raw, which admittedly isn't the highest bar, the faction disappeared after the first half hour. I thought it was going to build to something. Hopefully WWE learn from this though and boost security. I mean, what self-respecting wrestling outfit gets
Hey, am I through? I hacked your show with a cell phone. That's embarrassing. Sean Ross Sapp here. FTF movement. You know what that stands for? Do you? Well, you're gonna. This is gonna stand for the WrestleTalk official slogan after Sunday. Hey, just a reminder. Reminder, guys. Hashtag that. Hashtag FTF. Super chat it very often. This Sunday, SummerSlam, live, do it. Yeah, I know some of you are like, why are you in bed? Well, that's because I don't do my post-show on Tuesday. I do it on Monday, actually after the show, and break news. And thank God I do, or else I don't know what WrestleTalk would talk about. But next week, they're going to be talking about how their new slogan is FTF. And don't worry, I know I've got the airwaves to myself. I can say what I want. I'm not going to curse on the air. I'm not going to do that because you have indicated to me that you don't want that to happen. You're family friendly. Well, FTF can stand for Friendo That Friendo. I like Steven Larson. But it's amazing to watch you guys at WrestleTalk come apart from the seams. Even in victory. One you didn't deserve, but a victory nonetheless. And I applaud that because I'm a sportsman. But I'm not going to curse. I'm sitting here next to the love of my life, and that would be unbecoming of me. So I'll just let them say something.
On a turtle. And for the go home episode for SummerSlam, it's a bit disappointing. This week's Raw is poor. Adam Blompier has fantasy booked Raw Underground. Kind of. Watch our brand new series Calling Spots by clicking the video on the right, where we play narrative telephone with ridiculous WWE storylines, and learn the shocking story about a man breaking into Sonya Deville's house over the weekend in an attempt to kidnap her. Click the video down there for that. We'll have SummerSlam predictions up later today, so subscribe and enable notifications to always on. I've been Ollie Davis. Jam that jam.